Well, back again at the Muncie AMC 12. This time, we're going to take a walk in the park. Not just any park, it's now a world. It's now time for Jurassic Park, not Jurassic Park, sorry, Jurassic World, and the third installment. Hopefully closing this out. I don't know if it's a hopefully, but we'll check this out. Been a big fan of Jurassic Park ever since the first one, so yeah, here we go. Well, here is the epic conclusion to the entire Jurassic series, and that's what Universal has actually said. I just now looked it up. Now I'm gonna do my review, but I just looked it up that Universal said this is the epic conclusion to the Jurassic series. And how do I say this? I enjoy the Jurassic Park movies. I enjoy the Jurassic World movies, even though they are technically two different franchises. But Universal has, it's all a part of the same universe, and Universal is very clear on marketing this film as its own franchise, but at the same token, they're marketing it like two different things. It's you have Jurassic World and you have Jurassic Park, but if it wasn't for Jurassic Park, we wouldn't have Jurassic World. This trilogy of films is really no more than a big homage to the original Jurassic Park. It's kind of like what's been going on with the whole Ghostbusters and Top Gun. It's all fallen into this nostalgic thing of, people love the original movies, so let's do a prequel or reboot it and add this whole different storyline to the whole situation. Therefore, we get Jurassic World Dominion, the final conclusion to the whole series. Well, time will tell if it's going to be the final film, but at least of the Jurassic World series, I do know that. So, we have some pretty strange stuff going on in this film. First of all, we pick up, the film picks up a few years later after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And so we see Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt, and Claire Dearing, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. They are living in this remote cottage in, I believe, Nevada. And, of course, they've kind of they have adopted the little girl, Maisie, played by Isabella Sermon. They adopted her, and, of course, one of the big secret reveals of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is that at the end of the film, we find out that Maisie is a clone. And yeah, and that I felt was kind of, though, of course, all of Jurassic Park and all of Jurassic World has been about cloning. That's what they explained in the film, is how that they were able to bring the dinosaurs back to life by going into cloning. Well, they really, especially with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and this film, they really step across the boundaries of about cloning human beings. So let's go on a little bit further, okay? And I'll go into into a little bit of rant about the whole series of Jurassic Park and what I think about it, and like morally, okay. But also you have the return of characters such as Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, Ellie Sattler, played by Laura Dern, and also B.D. Wong returns as Dr. Henry Wu, who was in the original Jurassic Park, playing the scientist in the lab, but they gave him a little bit of a bigger part, and of course with the other movies of Jurassic World, they made his part a little bit more sinister, but it all comes full circle to find the reason why he's done the things he's done. One of the things is that in Jurassic World, Owen Grady has trained the raptors, okay? But there's one raptor in particular that he has named. Now, he hasn't made these animals a pet. They are untamable, definitely, but he has the character of Blue. Well, Blue, in between Fallen Kingdom and this film, has had a baby. And with, sorry, itchy eyes. With everything that's gone on in between, like Fallen Kingdom, they had this whole thing about the, like there's this free the dinosaur thing, you know, protect the dinosaurs, and there was against the dinosaurs, kind of this debate of like, what we would see like between the Greenpeace people and you know, right-wing people, you know, that type of debate. But in this film, they kind of did away with that, but they had this thing where there are poachers collecting the dinosaurs throughout the world, and there's people holding dinosaurs in a illegal, what they call an illegal breeding facility, and they're just to make money. And I felt that part of the film is kind of unexplained, and it's rushed, because you have Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard, going through what looks like a farming facility, but they converted it into a breeding facility for Triceratops, and they break this gate and get these. I don't know if it was Triceratops, but I'm just saying, like, they're breeding for dinosaurs, and so they take out all these baby animal. They take out this baby animal and leave the property before the poachers get to them. And yeah, there's like this plot about poachers, and all of a sudden that is dropped. You have the only thing the poachers do is that they continue on to kidnap Blue's baby. They kidnap Maisie and deliver it. They deliver both Maisie and this baby raptor to a science facility known as, well, it's a science company by the name of Biosyn. Biosyn is creating species of animals. I'm just going to say animals, not just dinosaurs, but they're experimenting and recreating prehistoric beasts and creatures, uh, because when Jurassic Park first started, the company that had genetically engineered all the dinosaurs was called InGen. Now it's Biosyn, but Biosyn Labs is actually, they never really say it, but it's almost like the competing science lab, because there's a character. Biosyn is headed by this character by the name of Lewis Dodson. And here the character is played by Campbell Scott. But the character of Lewis Dodson made an appearance in the first Jurassic Park movie. It was played by a different actor, though. If you recall, in the first Jurassic Park, Wayne Knight's character, Dennis Nedry, who was the fat guy, he always was a slob, and, you know, of course, was killed by the Dilophosaurus. He had a can of shaving cream, and the can of shaving cream was really a fake can of shaving cream, to where it could where he could steal the embryos. So, spoiler, Lewis Dodson is that guy and still has the shaving can. Somehow he ended up with the shaving cream can, even though it fell into a pile of mud. What the heck? Yeah, anyhow, okay, now, like I said, this company is making prehistoric creatures that, not just dinosaurs, but they're making like one of the things that they have made is these locusts, and they're probably about, they're big, they're about the size of a small dog. They're like this big and this long, and they're basically sending every single agricultural thing into complete extinction agriculturally. So they're going after crops. They're going after crops that are not made by Biosyn. Biosyn is in every scientific thing, even in agriculture. So, like, if somebody had purchased crops made by Biosyn, the locusts aren't even touching that. So that way Biosyn becomes the top agricultural distributor, top of the food chain, because that would affect us and our source of food, and, you know, how we eat, and how we live, because, you know, we don't think about it like things like wheat and soy and corn and stuff like that. Not only goes into our food, but it also goes into products that we use. And so, yeah. So, thus bringing on the original cast from the original movie. You know, they are looking into what this company's doing, and all the crazy stuff that they're just, what their evil intentions are. You know, it's basically evil corporation. And I will say this about the movie, you know, because I could tell you the whole description of the story of what goes on, and the thing of it is, it's a fun, entertaining movie. However, it just, I'm trying to describe it to you. It was kind of, I don't want to say it was frustrating, but it was kind of like, okay, yeah, we get this. This is from this film, and that's from that film. Here's this, here's that. We do have also have some new characters. Character of Ramsey Cole, cannot pronounce the man's name, and you have, okay, what's her name? DeWanda Wise playing Kayla Watts, who's this kind of a rough and tough chick, and she's a pilot, has this big airplane, and it's basically let's all take down this corporation, and it's almost a little preachy. It's almost a little preachy in saying that all corporations are evil, and it just didn't. It's not exact. It's gone something that I don't think we really should have done, but also at the same time it becomes this moral question of, this is what happens when you essentially play God. That's what I think of the whole Jurassic World series, is that it's become, this is what happened, Dr. Grant actually said this in Jurassic Park 3, which was, at the time, the most hated Jurassic Park movie, and I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people did, but yeah, there's a line that he says when they're walking in through the abandoned facility of the Isla Sorna facility, and another character says, "This is how you make dinosaurs," and Dr. Grant says, "No, this is how you play God." And this whole Jurassic World series, I felt, has always been as a morality tale in saying some things are meant to go extinct. They're not meant to be brought back. Like dinosaurs had their place in time. They should not really be brought to the current day. And then you go into the whole thing with the cloning, and you have the cloning of the girl, Maisie Lockwood is the girl's character's name, but you find out that she is a clone, but she's not really a clone. Let me rephrase that. She is a clone, but she was not born out of a petri dish. She actually came from a mother. And this is all spoiler territory. If you don't want to have this spoiled for you, turn this video off, go watch the movie to actually see this play out. We find out that Maisie she's like a replica of her mother, but she was born the same way that you or I are born. And you could say that this is where they incorporated the whole, you could say that this is where they kind of incorporated kind of a left-wing idea with, the whole genders thing, and saying that you don't need a man because that's what happened, is that out of the mother's own DNA and tampering with the DNA, she was able to make herself pregnant and give birth to a baby that's going to have the exact same DNA, going to be the same gender and everything. Yeah. So definitely you're tampering with some moral issues there. Because in reality, that's not possible at all. No matter what illusion of science make you think. I seen that in the film, and I just thought, well, what happens in the movies is in the movies, and it cannot necessarily cross over to reality. Just like the dinosaurs were on screen, there is no dinosaurs now in reality. Yeah, but the film has great action sequences. You do see, some great ooh and ah shots of the dinosaurs. There is, quite a few dinosaur fights, dinosaurs and human interaction that are both positive and tense, like don't don't move, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna say check it out, but I think this series is done for me. I don't think that they should continue on. I hope it kind of is the conclusion. I'm not hating it by any means, but it's good, but it's not the first Jurassic Park is always going to be the best film. And I know how much they're trying to build on the nostalgia here and whatnot, because you're bringing back the original, pretty much the original main character cast, but you can only do that for so long, and people are going to get tired of it. And plus, I don't like the fact that, of course, this is another way of Hollywood, like what I just mentioned with the one character and how she was created. It's another way of proposing this left-wing illusion and propaganda. So yeah, that left-wing propaganda is being, that you don't need a man, like it's basically telling women or girls that you don't need a man in your life to have children or anything like that. I just think, Hollywood just, I'm just going to leave it at that. So, Jurassic World Dominion. Do check it out, like I said, but again, it's not one of my favorites. So, from me to you, see you later.